is Arundathi Sen, and today I will be talking about one of the most important brands in our life, which is Toastmasters International. This is a brand that we have been entrusted with to take care of and to understand where the entire creativity lies. It actually lies with us. But there are certain guidelines that have been given to us. So hopefully I know the 40 minutes that have been given to me is not going to do justice to everything that I want to talk about. But hopefully at the end of the session, we should be able to manage and understand the guidelines, get creative with what we want to say and how we want to communicate, and work within the framework that has been given across to us. So can I just request the screen share option? Can I just get that? Can everybody see my screen?
Hello, Hasnan.
Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, thank you. So, like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg. What I'm planning on doing for the next 40 minutes is take you through. I fundamentally don't like to read the PowerPoint slides, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Why brand? Why is it important? And like Division K Director Nagarajan sir said, please use this also in your personal lives, for your personal ventures, for the companies that you work with, and also internalize it with Toastmasters International. So branding, why is it important? How do we understand and read the brand manual? What are the essentials of a flyer? That Toastmaster Middat will be taking you through in details. I will just do 5 minutes of that, what I feel is very, very important. And then of course, introduction to Canva, which Toastmaster Sulochana will take you through. So what is brand? Please take it right out of your head. Brand is not the logo. Logo is just one part of the entire brand structure. It has got nothing to do with the entire entity of the brand. What is the brand? Brand is the business of selling products and services. It is your whole business, all right? So it works in a full cycle. I decide at the beginning, what am I going to do with this brand? What do I want to portray? What do I want to sell? And then I have a name for it, which is the logo. Like you see in this entire structure, it's a part of the entire cycle. How do I communicate? How do I advertise? What is the identity all about? And finally, at the end, which is the most important thing, is the value. At the end of the entire journey, have I created a goodwill? Have I created value for the brand? And then if I decide to sell it, what do I sell it at? So there's a brand value attached to the entire business. Now, I was just, while I was preparing for this presentation, I realized you and I are brand custodians of a brand which is 96 years old. That is, it was founded in 1924. So in actually 4 years, we are going to celebrate the centennial anniversary. So from a branding perspective, it is a very mature brand. It is a very, very well-established brand. Having said that, a lot of things have already been done over a period of time. So we, as the hands and feet on the ground, need to understand the journey for the past 96 years. And by that, I don't mean that we have to spend hours and hours on it, but we at least need to understand where it started and what do we do to take it forward. All right. So just to give you a very, very basic understanding of brand. Okay. I am Arundathi Sen. I am the brand. I am the person who's going to talk about Arundathi Sen. I do not want to be called as Arundathi Sen. I don't want to be called as Arundathi Sen with an underline or italics. I don't want to be known as Arundathi Sen, who is a daughter, sister, mother, wife. I am just Arundathi Sen. That is the brand. So when I interact with somebody, I need to communicate everything that I want to in my interaction. But way up there, as a human being that I am, the brand that I stand for is Arundathi Sen. It's a very, very simple way of trying to make you understand. What is a brand? We cannot see it. We can see the product, we can see the service. We can't see the service. But we have to learn how to humanize a brand. I will try and make you understand what I'm getting at with the following slides, but just try and put yourself as a human being or humanize the brand when you're speaking about it. So this is something which we call in our branding terms a brand identity prism. Again, I will not go through all the 6 parameters. You can see 6 different structures. They're exactly what I spoke about. I am a personality. I am a person. What do I speak? How do I speak? How do I interact? What is my image? Am I a formal person? Am I an informal person? How is my overall look? Am I easily accessible? Am I aloof? All these things build a brand. This is actually a structure with every single brand, global brand, wants to create. Why? Let's look at Toastmasters. We are available in 143 countries. You honestly think that the brand team can police anybody across 143 countries? No, they can't. So everything is given to us as a manual, and this is what we follow. So when you look at a brand prism, it actually, the same messaging is petered down right from the top hierarchy to the people at the entry level to understand what the brand is all about. So just to give you an understanding, I have picked up 4 main brands, 4 global brands in today's day and age, and I have picked this up from the internet. So this is way out there for everybody to see when you're talking about brands. Now let's look at Apple. I have picked up different sectors, so you will try and understand. While sectors are different, businesses are different, the brand prism remains the same. The structure remains the same. Now let's look at one of the most valued brands in the world today, which is Apple. Let's look at personality on the top. I'm not going to go through each one of them. I'll go through a couple of them just to try and make you understand. Personality. Can you see the first word? It says cool. Can you imagine a company saying cool? When we have 10 gadgets in front of us, if I have an Apple, I kid you not, I actually feel cool. So it is not that you are feeling cool when you have that product in your hand. It is the company who is giving you that kind of messaging and that kind of communication over a period of time to actually make you feel that, yes, I am cool if I have an Apple product with me. Now let's go down to Ferrari. Look at the self-image, the third one. He doesn't want to be cool. Ferrari does not want to be cool. They want to be elite. They want to be aspirational. They want to be absolutely high net worth, ultra rich people. I don't have a Ferrari, maybe you do, but it's aspirational for me that, you know, if I have a Ferrari, I have arrived in my life. So that's Ferrari's brand prism, and that's what they want to communicate. Let's jump to the apparel giant, Diesel. Look up there, it says physique, provocative advertising, trendy denim for successful living, and be stupid. Can you imagine a brand saying be stupid? How confident are you as a brand to say that it's okay to be stupid? If you're wearing my jeans, it's all right. You can do goofy stuff. So this is again way up there for everybody to see and to understand that this is what the brand wants to communicate. All right. Let me go down now to L'Oreal. We all know L'Oreal. L'Oreal is again a 100+ year old company. Way back in the 90s, I think 20s or 30s, when it was first launched, they came out with, because we are worth it. Even after 80 years, they still have that tagline. That's the foresight of the organization or of the founder to have decided that this is my tagline and I am going to build that confident relationship with the lady, with the ladies, with the women of the world. If you look at the relationship bit, women strongly trust L'Oreal. and they use their products as beauty partners. It's not a product that I just use. You're actually a partner, like a life partner, you are a partner. So that's loyalty. So this is a basic structure that I wanted to show you. Now I did, while I was searching all these up, I tried to look up Toastmasters International, but I couldn't find any. So can I ask you all for the next 1 minute to pick up any one of these 6 parameters and just come up with words, because we are the brand custodians. If we do not understand our brand, it'll be, believe you me, we have a problem, Houston. We then don't know how to communicate to the external audience, nor to the internal, nor to the external. So take 1 minute. I will not give you more than that for a reason. Your first thoughts are the most important. They are unfiltered and they are raw. And that's what I want. I will just ask a show of hands and I'll go around for 1 minute, but I'll give you exactly 1 minute to put down whatever words you can, pick up any one of these 6 parameters, and let's see what you come up with. So I give you 1 minute. Any one of them that you feel is very close to you, that you can easily answer, that you imbibe on a daily basis. And it's actually not difficult. It's something that you do every day. It's something that you do at meetings, when you're communicating on WhatsApp. It's pretty much out there. So it'd be nice to hear from you all as to what you think we should be. Marutesh, hi. That was super quick. Can you unmute yourself and tell me which one are you going for? I'll start writing. Is Marutesh there?
Yeah.
Yes. Marutesh, can you tell me? All right. So I have self-image admired. I'm looking at the chat now. Then I have relationship, connection, communication. I have professional, mature, friendly mentor. Can I please request Sergeant at Arms Nimisha to just take a screenshot of this and give this across to me? It'll be wonderful. It'll be a nice thing that I could possibly create for myself and know what my fellow Toastmasters feel. Universal acceptance. I love that, Toastmasters Zita. That's lovely. Culture, all under one roof. Brilliant. Okay, so that's my 1 hour leadership made easy. Very nice. Thank you. So you see, it's not difficult. If we are doing it on a daily basis, it's pretty much out there for us to experience. And this is what we have to take to our internal and our external audience. Okay, so now I will move forward and I will move on to the most important thing, my go-to manual for Toastmasters. It is exactly that. It is a manual, Toastmasters. It is a handbook without which, if I do not pay attention to it, I will break the machine. The machine will not work. So in terms of the brand manual, they could have easily said brand guidelines. They could have said it's a brand book. No, it's a manual. It's a manual because we have to stick to the brand guidelines. Again, for the simple reason, again, we have to understand it's 143 countries that we are in. I can't be expected to be mature, to be interesting and creative, to manage a brand as big as this. So they have something which is a manual, which we stick to. And I will take you through certain bits and pieces of the manual, which I think are extremely important, but I will skim through some of the other pages. So let me start with this. I think I can. Okay. So first and foremost, now you will realize what I was talking about. Do you remember the brand prism? The core values is here. So there itself, in my structure, it very clearly said your personality, your self-image, the way you're communicating, your relationship, it all ties in to each of these segments. They're right up there. It's a tagline where leaders are made. Brand promise is a bigger version of the tagline. Our core values, I see every single one of y'all emulate this on a daily basis. When I'm reading your WhatsApp messages, how respectful you are towards each other. I actually initially thought, why are people so formal? But then I realized it's a culture. And the more I read the manual, the more I understood that this is where the core values were imbibed and emulated on a daily basis. So that's very nice to see that we actually do this on a regular basis. Personality, again, back to my brand prism. Voice and tone, again, the same thing. Now, voice and tone, very important. Things that always pop out to me: warm, appreciative, upbeat, enthusiastic. Very, very important. And that is communicated through each and every communication piece that I see that goes out. This is again voice and tone, which is pretty much on the same lines. What we have in terms of a visual guidelines, here is where the logo comes into the picture. And again, please understand, the brand doesn't mean the logo only. It's a very minuscule part of the entire brand identity. So can we go back to what I told you about humanizing? You remember Arundathi Sen? You put me there in the Toastmasters International grid. I don't want people around me. I don't want them coming and hitting me. I don't want them touching me. There is a clear space. Try not to put in your club name. Try to give a breathing space to the logo. It is very important. This is one of the most important things you need to understand when you are working with a brand. Understand that while I have a faux color, which is a full color, I also have a grayscale and I also have a white. Now, why do I use white? White is basically what we call reverse logo. Reverse logo is mainly used, say for example, I am interacting and co-branding, I'm collaborating with Rotary, okay? So I'm collaborating with Rotary. I have a red background. How am I going to use my logo? In these cases, we will use the white logo. There are two most important things, the web and the print. It's pretty self-explanatory.
I'm sorry, Toastmaster Arundathi, to interrupt. I believe your screen is stuck. Could you stop sharing and reshare? Because we cannot see the brand TMI colors.
No, I haven't gone to the brand TMI colors. Let me just, I'm still here. Can everybody see this? I'm still on the logo.
Yeah. Now
can everyone see this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we have the web and we have the print. Now for the past 5 months, we are doing very less of printing and more of the web. And which is why I feel the brand team at Toastmasters International is so up to date that they actually have a Zoom virtual background. I am willing to think that they have done it 1 year back, but I think they would have done it about 4 or 5 months back. So that's how updated they keep their systems, how updated they keep their brand manuals. So this is the logo. Now with the logo comes the thing that I was talking to you about: wife, daughter, mother, sister. This is what I come to. I will be doing the word marks. So I have Toastmasters International, and this is the way you are going to put that right in the middle, which is your logo. Okay. So now you see there are 3 logo lockups that I have. I have the website, I have the tagline, and I have since 1924. It is very categorically told to you that you cannot use any other lockups. These are the only 3 lockups that you use. So try and stick to this. There are all the guidelines that have been given to us. Put your blinkers on and conform to this brand manual. You will make your life much easier. You do not have to get creative on a daily basis, except with your main communication. But when you are doing your layout, you have everything given to you upfront. So don't reinvent the wheel. It's seriously not required. One of the most important pages, according to me. Do not pull the logo. Don't pull it from the sides and top. I literally cringe when I see something like that, whether it's on a PowerPoint presentation. pull it from the sides. They're supposed to be pulled from the edges if you want to increase it or if you want to make it small. Don't suddenly try and slap in the logo wherever you feel like. Don't change the colors. The logo is not an angel. It is not a fairy. We don't need special effects. We don't need a halo. It is very clearly told to you that do not do these things. And one of the things is use another color. If you have a colored background, please go in for the white logo, which is the reverse logo. But it very clearly also says to you, don't put the logo on colors that aren't in the brand color palette. So we have 4 colors in the palette and we can use it against that. But besides that, please don't use it anywhere else. So the 3 logo lockups are given to you here. Now, very happy to see that there are very, very small number of colors that we have to play with. There are brand palettes that have about 10, 12 colors. It's absolutely maniacal to manage those kind of color combinations. While you feel you have a lot of freedom, believe you me, the smaller you have, the better it is. The better and more control you have on your communication. So you have your 3 main colors and you have your happy color. Can I just have a show of hands to understand whether you know how to put your to get your colors on Canva and on PowerPoint? You know how to get your specific brand colors, the loyal blue, the maroon. Does everybody know how to do that? Can I just get, yeah, everybody does? All right. Then I'm going to go back. Okay, so these are your main colors. On the PowerPoint itself, you can use the hex. Hex is very important. You just need to go and put in the number. So the number right now is already in my mind is 772432, which is the true maroon. So that just needs to go into the color palette area, which is the hex number. And then you can get the color blue, maroon, and gray, whatever that you want. Then, of course, you have the Pathways logo. No rocket science here. It's been given very clearly to you. This is the logo, and this is the tagline. Learning experience is the tagline, and this is what you use. Here again, you have the grayscale, which is the black and gray, and then you have the white. Again, very simple. All lockups are given to you, which only need to be used against our palette background. Now, again, can I just have maybe a show of hands or reactions? Do you know or have you downloaded all the fonts? Do you have Gotham? Do you have Montserrat? Do you have Myrid? Do you have Source Sans? Do you have all these fonts with you? It will be okay if you all feel like getting in touch with me later on PowerPoint, whether it's on your desktop, I can show it to you. You can connect with me separately. It's very simple. It's not difficult. If I have time, I'll take you all through it. So it tells you very clearly, Montserrat is an option or a substitute for Gotham. These are the only 2 fonts you will be using for headlines and sub-headlines. Later on, I will show you what that means. And this is called a family. Everyone, this is a family of the Gotham fonts, okay? Right from the ultra to the thin. Then you, of course, have the body copy or the text, the smaller part of it, which is the Myrid and Source Sans. So you can take either one of these. There is an age-old debate between advertisers and copywriters. Is image more important or is text more important? You have to decide as a creative person what you want to give importance to. You can very well balance both of them, but words have their own meaning. And as we know, we are Toastmasters International. Words mean everything to us, but images are equally important. So try and have a balance between the 2. If you feel that you want to give all the importance to the image, then so be it. But then don't bring in text on the same level. Your imagery has to have that kind of importance. But if you feel image is not something I want to communicate, go with your text. Your text then becomes the most important thing. Now, images. Everyone literally have this as a screenshot. It very clearly says, stay away from images that do not connect to Toastmasters environment. What is the Toastmasters environment? It is meetings, presentations, speeches, networking venues, training venues, speech contests, human interaction Toastmasters. It's all about human interaction. It says to us clearly, do not show landscapes, animal, children, food, medicine, or architecture. And it also, in bold, in absolute bold, says, do not use cartoon, do not use illustration or clip art in materials created for clubs, areas, divisions, district, regions.
And also Gordon.
Yes. Okay. I think I'll get back. Here itself, half of your dilemma is gone. If you think, oh my God, should I bring a cartoon in? Should I bring a doodle in? It's going to make my flyer look so amazing. It will, but unfortunately, the brand guidelines don't allow us to do that. So you have to, if you feel that you are getting, you're getting confused and you're not able to track it, or you're not able to communicate the same, you have the WhatsApp group where you can easily put in a thought. Guys, this is what I want to do. Can somebody help? We are more than happy, because while helping you, we will learn the same thing. So let's try and assist each other, because it very clearly says no cartoons. I can pick up as much amount of cartoon as I want. Maybe I can do a star. Maybe I can do an email or an envelope. Those are icons that are universally acceptable. But if you're going to bring in cartoon, it's a totally different brand proposition and brand communication that you're doing. We are all about people, right? So we stick to the main core competencies of interaction. Human interaction is what we look for. So I think, I know on a daily basis, I get 5 to 6 flyers on the WhatsApp group. I am hit with so much amount of information. It's not funny. And I understand the stress that we all have. My flyer has to be amazing. My flyer has to be awesome. It has to stand out. How do I do that? So we start bringing in all the other possible paraphernalia that we want to. But please understand, it's not a part of the brand manual. So we can easily help each other. If any one of you are struggling, it'll only be good if we talk to each other. Umesh, I think we will take the question and answers towards the end. Is that okay with you? Okay, so they have given images and photography right up front for us to have a look. I will take you through on the website where it is and what are the imagery that we can go in for. Human interaction, single images. These are all things that we can go for. Now comes, where do we find? It is so much amount of information. Where do we get this information? Everything is available on the Toastmasters International brand portal. It took me at least 10 days to go through each and every one of those segments, because I really wanted to understand how far-reaching they were, how serious they were in their brand identity. And it just floored me with the amount of stuff they have. It was like, I don't have to think. I just have to use what is being given to me. So please utilize that time, get a cup of coffee or tea. When you have some free time, browse. Go through things. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't try to get creative. Everything is out there for us to go through. So let's try and see if I can show you some bits and pieces of what I'm talking about. So this is physical stationery, which we are away from, but I'm sure we're going to get back to. Again, everything is available on the brand portal. I'll show you. Email signature. I don't know whether we do a lot of communication on email, but if we do, this is how your sign-offs are going to be. Standards and procedures. One of the most important thing is copyright, and which is IP. Okay, how do you use the trademark? I would think that this is at a regional and an international level, because we don't necessarily, we just put the tagline at the bottom. So for anybody to use these kind of things, you would have to send across a request with the proposed design, but I'm sure our division and regional directors and Toastmasters will also help us with the same. Video guidelines. It very clearly says, have the club name, have the district name, have the name of the person who's created the video, have the supers. All these things are given across to us. So I know I'm going on reiterating the same thing again and again. This is your go-to book. You do not have to ask 10 people. You just have to refer to this manual. That's all that you have to do. You don't have to go and shout out and ask everybody. Everything is there. And if you have problems after that, more than happy, because then by that time you have owned the manual completely and you know it inside out. Apparels, no rocket science, self-explanatory. These are merchandise, website guidelines. Towards the end of my PowerPoint presentation, I have just listed down 12 or 13 different Toastmaster clubs within Dubai as well as internationally. They have certain formats. So this is a different portal altogether, which gives you all the possible guidelines as to how you can build your own website. It's very, very detailed. So you, again, don't have to do anything out of the box. These are corporate guidelines, how your marketing material is, all of those things. Now I come to Gavel. This is what we call in branding terms, sub-brand. Gavel Club is a sub-brand of Toastmasters. It will have the same look and feel, but it will have, instead of Toastmasters International, it will have Gavel Club. So it will pretty much have the same guidelines, but the name would change, of course, and it would have some, because it's for children, you will see the tone will change, the personality will change. It'll get a little less maybe in terms of formality. So this is something I have not personally seen the entire guidelines of Gavel, if they have any, but what I'm thinking is they would take a step down in terms of being more accessible, or the communication, conversation and tone would change with the audience that they are catering to. This is again on a district front when you have your conferences. I think there's one that is coming up, but that's an international one. It'll be very interesting to see how the branding is done. I will be personally attending that to see that. Again, intellectual property, you need to ask, you need to find out from the Toastmasters intellectual property segment. You need to ask them specifically. Again, FAQs, self-explanatory. I'm not going to go through them. So this, according to me, is your brand manual. This is everything that you have got with you in terms of how you're going to take this forward, how you want to interact. Everything is given to us upfront in black and white. After this, I have something which is the website. Like I said, I have taken almost 10 to 12 days to go through it. I kid you not. Every single thing that you can think of is available there, right from an open house to an agenda to the letterhead. This is the PowerPoint presentation slide that I'm using right now. This is an email. These are features and benefits. This is an open house. Actually, there is a club officer training for secretary at arms. There's a training manual for vice presidents, public relations. Everything is available. You think of it and it is there. All that you need to do is you need to go to the site and you need to access it. And in a very, very simple manner, you need to just go to resources, go to all of these. Whenever you have the time, go through it and you will find this. A lot of it is easily understandable, but my most important thing is marketing resources. Here, there are 78 items. I strongly, sincerely suggest you have a look at it, because like I said, everything that you want is out here. You do not have to think about it. Things can be created so easily. Instead, pour your creativity in the content that you're creating, in the communication, in how you want to talk and inspire and encourage people to come and join us, and all your club meetings. Everything is here. Now, when you go in this specific segment, whole lot of things. It's a bank, out of which I am more than happy to actually just go for the marketing for the time being, but I have gone through certain others. New member tools. This is amazing. There is a welcome kit. There are things that you can put into it. There's a training. Why us? Why we are a part of Toastmasters? Everything is available. So we are all a group. We are on WhatsApp. Whoever needs whatever kind of information and help, if we don't know, we will go and ask somebody else. But try and connect and try and figure out with what we have currently with us. So I do see the green signal. I am going to now move on to the next bit, which is, one second. So which is all the different kind of templates that are available. Even open house, you're virtually invited, everything is available. Now, this was something I've picked up 2 days back, because while I was creating, I got the understanding that gradient was something which was up for conversation, debate, but I came upon this and I was given by the PR team and they were amazing. I still have to try this myself, but this is a very simple guideline to the royal blue only. As of right now, you don't get to do this with the maroon, you get to do this with the royal blue. So this is what you stick to where gradient is concerned. I will be sharing all of this with Sergeant at Arms Nimisha, so you can have a look at it and it can be shared. Now I'm talking about really bad flyers, really bad flyers, okay? Why? Too much of color, too much of text, too much of everything, and it's literally assaulting me. It's hitting me, it's killing me. I can't pay attention. I don't know where it is happening. I don't know what is it talking about. It is just not welcoming to my eyes. And from here, I only move out to one single thing that I talked about, the logo. I want to breathe. I want to look at a flyer, at a communication, which is gonna give me a rest to my eyes, that I can possibly breathe when I look at the entire elements. So what are the elements? Flyer template. Then I have sub heading. So this is your heading, this is your subheading, this is your body copy, and you stick to 2 colors or 3 colors. So maximum of 2 colors. Don't go crazy with all 4 colors. That would be my personal opinion and suggestion. And again, everything is mentioned out here. What is your important information? What's your additional information? What you look for? Okay. So this will of course be picked up by Toastmaster Middat very soon. These are my thumb rules for designing. Less is more. I cannot say how important this is. Less is more. When you create a flyer, give it to an 8 or a 10-year-old. If he or she understands, you have accomplished your objective. Know your brand manual thoroughly. Absolutely. That is your go-to. You don't have to ask anybody. Like I said, images and text have their own importance. Balance them properly. 2 of my most important sentences. When in doubt, refer to your brand manual. Do not reinvent the wheel. It's not required. And when in debate, use the magic words, refer to the brand manual. That really is helpful, but to do that, you need to know the brand manual. So thank you very much for taking the time out and listening to me. I will now take exactly 2 to 3 minutes to just tell you all to log in to canva.com. So with this, I complete my brand training. I will be sharing this. These are the various websites that are hosted by the various clubs. Some of them are international, some of them are local. So can I just request everybody to go on to canva.com on your internet.